For us on the town hall tonight, we've all witnessed Buffalo's revival over the past decade or so, with new businesses and jobs coming to the Queen City. Think of new hotels, restaurants, breweries, parks, museums, you name it. Some have described the resurgence as progressive change, but when it comes to truly progressive politics, that movement has not really caught fire here in the Queen City. The coalition of progressive activists, Our City Action Buffalo, endorsed 3 candidates during this week's Common Council primaries. Western New York Law Center staffer Catherine Franco in the University District, former mayoral candidate India Walton in the Maston District, and Buffalo Teachers Federation leader Eve Shippens in the North District. All lost by around a 2-to-1 margin. And all 3 candidates will challenge their opponents again in November, though, because they will appear on the Working Families Party line. Joining me live now with some analysis of this is reporter Geoff Kelly with our nonprofit partners at Investigative Post. I know you've been digging into this, Geoff. Appreciate you helping us understand what the election earlier this week really means. And it's not like this election was much of an outlier. I know you've looked at elections dating back several years now with progressive candidates.
Oh, more than several years. It has been 20 years since an incumbent lost a common council race.
Wow.
And that was Jimmy Griffin, a mayor running in his own neighborhood. So, you know, it's the cards are definitely stacked against insurgent candidates. And however, the progressives who ran, the challengers, the insurgent candidates who ran, not just against incumbents, but in open seats, will say, hey, you know, look, 4 years ago, a lot of candidates who wanted to challenge for these seats, they couldn't even get on the ballot. This year we got on the ballot, and a lot of them raised a fair amount of money too, and garnered big endorsements, not just locally but nationally. And so they say, well, it's a step forward. Disappointing losses for sure, overwhelming losses for sure, but you know, progress.
What does it mean for, you say progress, for the progressive left, as you would consider it here in Buffalo, and really Mayor Byron Brown, he would much prefer to have a friendly council as opposed to maybe a more antagonistic one.
Sure, he certainly did want to see Indy Walton, you know, in council chambers after she defeated him in the primary and then he beat her. He did not want to see her anywhere near City Hall. And the same goes with Catherine Franco and Eve Shippens. Eve Shippens was very active in Walton's campaign 2 years ago. So yeah, he's breathing a sigh of relief for sure.
Finally, in your reporting, were there specific sort of campaign issues or certain positions that these candidates took that may have hurt them? Or is this something that, you know, there is some soul searching to do just generally for that progressive coalition?
I think it probably had a lot less to do with specific positions, platforms, than it had to do with resources. The incumbents that's a big advantage, of course, both in terms of raising money, but also name recognition, things like that. And the 2 endorsed candidates for the open seats, also they raised an astonishing amount of money with the help of very powerful elected Democrats, including State Senator Tim Kennedy, Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes, and just literally a parade of others.
Can't believe it's been that long since an incumbent lost a common council seat.
Well, and the one before that, before Jimmy Griffin, who did it, was Joe Golombek, who just got reelected to, I believe it's his 8th term. That was 24 years ago.
Been a long time. Make sure you go to investigativepost.org. Geoff has a very in-depth article looking at this topic. Have a great holiday. Good to see you.
My pleasure. You too.
Thanks.